Hi students, let's continue from where we have left in the last video. So we have learned that we see two contrasting views about the first man and the second man, as they are the father and the son. The first picture we read about an old man who is toothless, can't even walk properly without the help of crutches. Neither he could hear, neither he could see anything, but the father was able to walk properly. Then as compared to his son, his eyesights were good and everything, and he told that both of them said they don't know about this grain. And when it comes to buying, the father of the old man explained that in their times the buying of grain was not a fashion. Let's continue from where we have left. I do not know where corn like this grew. Ours was larger and yielding more flour than present day grain, but I never saw any like this. I have, however, heard my father say that in his time the grain grew larger and yielded more flour than ours. You had better ask him. So he suggested his father. Again surprising. So they asked an old peasant. Old peasant came. He said, "No, I don't want about this. You can ask my father." Then his father came. The king asked the same thing, and he cleared it. No, he hasn't seen anything. Though he cultivated flowers, but he did not know about the corn. So he suggested his father. Oh my God. So looking into the picture, we must have imagined that the grandfather must be more older. Let's find out. So the king sent for his old man's father, and they found him too, and brought him before the king. He entered walking easily and without crutches. Underline here. Walking easily and without crutches. It is going into reverse. The first peasant should be in this condition, but no, his grandfather is in condition. He must be, age-wise, he must be older than the other men. But here the physical appearance looks different. He did not need any crutches to walk. His eyes were clear, his hearing good, and he spoke distinctly. The king showed him the grain, and the old grandfather looked at it and turned it about in his hand. "It is long since I saw such a fine grain," said he, and he bit a piece off and tasted it. It's the very same kind," he added. So finally there is somebody who knew about the grain. "Tell me, grandfather," said the king, "when and where was such corn grown? Have you ever bought any like it or sown any in your fields?" So the king asked. And the old man replied, "Corn like this used to grow everywhere in my time. I lived on corn like this in my young days and fed others on it. It was grain like this that we used to sow and reap and thresh." So he's saying when he was young, in his younger days, they used to grow corns like this. That means at the earlier times, the food quality was better than ours. They were more hardworking. So he said, "No, we have this was not unusual at my younger days. This is the kind of corn that we used to sow, reap, and thresh." So means, बीज लगाना, फिर जब वो बड़ा हो जाता है तो रीप करना, काटना, और फिर उसके बाद उसको थ्रेश करना. Here is the meaning: separate grains of corn and rice from the rest of the plant by beating with an object. I must, here it is given. So I know the threshing you must have read in your science textbook. So it's a process where the grains are separated from the cover. And the king asked, "Tell me, grandfather, did you buy it anywhere or did you grow it all yourself?" So he's asking, okay, so you bought it from somewhere, there this originated and you started cultivating. The old man smiled. "In my time," he answered, "no one ever thought of such a sin." Underline. Sin as buying or selling bread, and we knew nothing of money. Each man had enough corn of his own. So what is it telling in this paragraph? This is the actual story. It's telling us that they were not always running behind money. They run after hard work. If they want to survive, the only thing that was needed at the time, which is the things that are required for the survival, that is good food, good work, good relations, not just money or materialistic thing. So he said money was out of the picture when it comes to food. Everyone used to grow for themselves, and when they need, they used to help others. "Then tell me, grandfather," asked the king, "where was your field and where did you grow corn like this?" And the grandfather answered, "My fields was God's earth. Wherever I plowed, there was field. Land was free. It was a thing no man called his own. Labor was the only thing called their own." So here underline wherever I plowed, there was my field. Land was free. It was a thing no man called his own. Labor was the only thing men called their own. I have two more questions to ask of you, said the king. The first is, why did the earth bear such grain then and has ceased to do so now? So he explained here that it was not like that this is my land, this is my land. The only thing that matters was labor. Here labor is mean hard work. Cultivating, if you have seen farmers working, they work very hard. I think the hardest job anybody do. So so he's telling in those times when the grandfather was in his young age, the only thing that matter was not there should be a land where they could work. Whose land? It was immaterial. So now the king asked most relevant question, that what happened to the same earth that it stopped giving us that kind of food? The first is, why did the earth bear and grain then and has ceased to do so now? Now we see corn is of this side. And the sound is, why does your grandson walk with two crutches, your son with one, and you yourself with none? Your eyes are bright, your teeth sound, and your speech clear and pleasant to the earth. How have these things come about? That is, I think every student has the same question. And the old man answered, these things are so because men have ceased to live by their own labor. Underline, cease to live by their. Cease matlab no more. So the men today has no more live by their own labor. They have stopped. Ceased means stopped. And have taken to depending on the labor of others. In the old times, men lived according to the God's laws. They had what was their own and did not covet. Covet matlab want. Covet what others had produced. Very important line and very important message, that they are not bothered about whose land whom. There was no competition. There was no materialistic thing. They were not running behind money. They were really running about the quality of their work, the amount of hard work they were looking for. So they are not dependent. They are not dependent on others. They are independent because they were confident on their work, on their hard work. and they do not seek for someone else's work, but they believed in their own hard work. So I hope you like this chapter.